Hello, how you doing tonight? Doing okay? Pretty good day. After last night's tragic discovery, I'm starting the road to recovery. So I want to talk about what actually was fun yesterday and today. I've kind of been getting into rugby because the Rugby World Cup has begun and it's here in Japan, so it's kind of everywhere. And months and months of lead up to it, I didn't really. I kind of put it out of my mind for a while because I don't really follow the sport. But as it got closer and closer, I was thinking, well, if it's going to be here and it's going to be on TV as much as it's going to be on TV, I might as well tune in, right? So a friend of mine from New Zealand, so he's super into rugby, he was just telling everyone on Facebook, "Hey, I'm going to a bar. I'm not doing the accent. Hey, I'm going to a bar on Friday night to watch the first game. Whoever wants to come by, please come by." And I had to ask, like, all right, but can I show up and be the guy who doesn't know anything about rugby? He's like, yeah, whatever. I'll tell you everything. And it's funny because I think about it. Years ago, he went with me to a baseball game here in Japan, and while he knows more about baseball than I know about rugby. He definitely had questions for me, so it's like, it's fine. Turnabout is fine. So I went out last night to the Blarney Stone in Shinsaibashi. I'm sure I'd been there before, but it's been years. And yeah, I just had a couple beers, had some nachos as you do in an Irish pub, and yeah, I watched the whole game. And he was there, and a bunch of other people I know showed up, and I also sat down at a table next to complete strangers who wanted to talk to me. So like, all right, hello, nice to meet you. One of them had a birthday yesterday, and yeah, we just sat there and we watched the whole game. It was on a big screen. There was some English commentary, but mostly I was just asking people around me how the game works because I'm American, so I get American football, and rugby seems kind of similar in concept, but not in execution. And most of it's better, I think. Like the game never really stops. Like they're constantly moving back and forth, back and forth. And I want to compare that to soccer, except unlike soccer, they actually score points. Like soccer, it's totally normal to have a 0-0 soccer game. It's like, no, rugby is not a 0-0 game. They're running back and forth, and it seems pretty easy to score points if you really go for it, because apparently you can just kick the ball whenever you want, and if you kick the ball through the uprights, I don't know what they call them in rugby, but if you kick them up through those poles at any time, you get 3 points. It's like, oh, okay. Like I was watching today's game, the New Zealand South Africa game, which my friend attended in person, so good for him. And yeah, they're down near the goal line, and like I think they're gonna try to get the they're gonna try to get a try. That I do not understand. I'm sorry. How did an English speaking culture name the act of scoring points as a try? You try? No, whatever. They were about to enter that end zone goal area, and then this dude is like, psych, and he's kicked it into the hoop through the posts, and the fans went wild, and the announcer's like, hey, and 3 points go up. It's like, oh, you can just do that anytime? Oh, okay. Because the game I watched last night with the explanations, that didn't happen. There were tries, there were some penalty kicks, which I definitely don't understand what triggers penalty kicks, because there were a couple times today where someone's like, they're almost in there, and then the referee blows whistle, and all of a sudden there's a kick, there's 3 points. I was like, wait, what was the violation? And it's like, I don't know. And a lot of them have really weird names. There was it a lock on or a drop on, mock on, something with an on, and I was like, sorry, it's gonna take me a while, but I kind of dig it. I'm kind of excited to watch these games over the next couple weeks. I can't. Obviously, I cannot afford. I don't have time to go see them in person. I think you probably had to enter a lottery for those tickets anyway. But they're all on TV. Even the games that are not Japanese are on TV today. I watched a little bit of France, Argentina, New Zealand, South Africa was like primetime television. It was all on, and that's great. Japan is not really great about showing sports, especially if it's sports that Japan is not involved in. Like they used to be really super into the World Baseball Classic, the sort of World Cup of baseball, until one year when Japan, for the first time ever, did make it to the final. And then all the TV stations, no one showed the final game, even though it was being hosted in Tokyo. And I'm like, dicks. Just because you're not in the final game, you're not going to show it on TV? Talk about sour grapes. Jesus. So I really didn't know if they were just going to not show the other teams. But no, they showed a lot of games this weekend, and they're going to show more tomorrow. So I think they're just going to keep showing all these rugby games, and that's great because in America, I don't think I ever saw any rugby games on television at all. And soccer was also very, very rare on television. And I think I'm onto something. Rugby, soccer, and hell, cricket, games that are very popular in other countries, mysteriously not shown on American TV almost never, and no one likes it in America. Could it be lack of commercial breaks? Actually, I say that, but I don't know. Cricket takes like 5 days, right? But anyway, soccer and rugby are both like fast games where there's almost no stopping. So I think American TV companies don't like that, so they don't show them. So I grew up without understanding them real well. I played soccer, but you know, a bunch of kids playing soccer is very different than watching the actual professionals play soccer. Anyway, I'm rambling. Sports are fun. I enjoyed watching this weekend. I'm gonna keep watching, and even if I don't understand it, everything, I get the gist of it. You know, it's like watching a Jackie Chan film with Japanese subtitles. I get the gist of it. It's fine. I don't get all the dialogue. Anyway, it's time for me to go sleep. I've got work tomorrow. Good night, everybody. I love you.